I think it's so funny when I see, like, celebrities do it, though, like, Zac Efron, like, he has no problem touching his junk in public all the time. I'm like, "Dude." Hello, welcome to Anything Can Be on a Hook. This is Patrick Player One. I am solo today because I am the editor of this show. Today's episode is an off-the-hook episode, meaning it is the outtakes from one of our previous episodes. Today's episode comes from the episode entitled Nostalgic Bops. So, enjoy.
You know I never wanted to hurt you.
What is that? What is that from?
What am I supposed to do? I gotta leave, but I miss you.
It's from Camp Rock, right?
Are you guys? I can hear you guys on.
No, it's High School Musical, Patrick. Come on.
I'm sorry. It's been a hot minute since I've done
Educate yourself.
Educate yourself, you uncultured swine. My God. How dare me.
Educate yourself. It's Vanessa Hutchins. It is
Vanessa
and Troy Hutchins.
Wait, which movie was that one from? Because there's a good chance that it was Drew Seeley.
So it was Zac Efron.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the first one was Drew Seeley. Like, he sang everything.
Don't you test me. Don't you test me on my High School Musical knowledge.
Oh, okay. I still haven't seen the third one.
I was so lame that my mom took me to see the third one in theaters because nobody else would go with me. I remember being like, guys, we should, and they're like, no.
No, we shouldn't.
I'm like, come on.
We really shouldn't.
They had some bops in there.
They have some bops in there.
I still jam out to it.
Straight up, like, I wasn't in love with any of the music from High School Musical. I was like, okay, it's kind of nice. Like, it's really catchy. It's Disney bop. The only song that I, like, unabashedly loved was the Bop to the Top song that Sharpay and Ryan do in the first one at the end.
Fun fact about that, me and my roommate Maddie in Arizona during quarantine, because she stopped working at the Cheesecake Factory for a while because, like, you know, that it was evil. When it first, yeah. So, like, when it first started, we, like, were always home together, and we learned the Bop to the Top dance, the whole dance me and her learned. And so we're like dancing, like practicing, and then like our other two roommates would get home and we're like, wait, sit down, we have to show you something. And we do the whole dance and they're just like, that's what you did all day? Good job.
That's what you spent the entire day doing.
I learned Ryan's part. Yeah, we're just like doing the whole thing, and they're just like, yeah. And then I remember we Zoom called some of her friends, and we're like, hold on, let me set you. And we're like, can you see our whole living room?
Can you see the whole living room?
We just kept performing it for random people that would come over, and they're just like,
Why didn't you record it and just put it on like YouTube or something?
We never recorded it. I don't know. I think we wanted to like go full out and get like costumes, and we never did.
Opportunity.
But next time we're together, we will relearn it because I remember most of it, but there's some parts.
Next time you do it, you have to do it on the show. I have to see this. You can't bring something like this to the table without receipts, madam.
We did it. Next time I see Maddie, I'll be like, we have to do this.
The fact that her name's Maddie makes it better.
Yeah. We were also very drunk most of the time we performed it.
Oh, that's great. All right. Well, we are about 8 minutes in. I think we've vamped for a good amount of time on the bops of the ages on classical music.
It is still showing me I'm not streaming, so.
Okay, let me go and see if you are. Okay.
Every time.
Incidentally, with that joke that I just made, Dorian and I have started watching Futurama. Well, I've started rewatching.
Yes.
And there's an episode where Fry is like trying to live like he's still in the 2000s, and he's like sitting there and he has like some popular band from like 2001 playing, and Leela comes in. She's like, "You can't sit in here all day listening to classical music." It was some sort of like rock band. It's like, yeah, that's weird to think about. Like, they're gonna be classical songs that like that we're listening to right now. In Doctor Who, by the way, no, it's yeah, it says that you're off, but it's promoting my stream right now, so people can see that you're like on and live and talking, just not on you.
Cool.
So I'm sure it'll catch up. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, in Doctor Who, one of the first episodes with David Tennant, or no, it was one of the first episodes period when they brought it back. They go to watch the Earth die. I know, I can hear her in the background too.
Sorry.
No. She can't decide if she wants to come in or out. I know. But they're going to watch the Earth die. Like, our sun's supposed to obviously expand and consume the Earth. And there's a lot of like really deep, meaningful moments that Rose is having where she's like, I'm down there somewhere. Like, obviously dead. Like, this is years in the future, but like everything that humanity has come to like is ending right now. And then like the entire congregation comes together and is like, we're going to honor this moment right now by playing some classical music on this relic that we found. And it's like a jukebox. And they play their classical music. It's Toxic by Britney Spears.
I love that. I love that.
It was great. It's like this early 21st century, or no, 20th century relic, which comes complete with classical music from the era. And they play it and it's Toxic. I'm like, this is amazing. Oh.
If the world's ending, that's what I want to play in the background.
Toxic?
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty fitting, depending on the situation. I feel like it didn't fit as well with some of the music that we have now for like the sun eating our planet, but it was pretty adequate song. If they're going with like classical music, like Britney Spears will be considered a classical artist.
I want Harry Styles. What's that song? Can't even think of it now.
Oh, people are laughing at you.
Sign of the Times.
That song is so sad.
I know, exactly.
Like, it's so weird to listen to it, and then afterwards when you're like, what is that song? And he explains what it's about, it's like, okay. Right. I'm gonna go rethink about my life.
It's a bop though, Harry.
That's your catchphrase for today. It's a bop. That should just be a running thing. You have a different catchphrase per episode. Like,
I probably do, because I swear to God, like, I will stick with the one thing, and I don't know why. Like, I'll notice I keep saying one thing throughout the day, and I'm like, what? Why? Like, why do I keep doing that?
Paprika. It's my catchphrase.
Speaking of bops, though, this morning, here's a little random fun fact. I was watching TikToks before school, and all of a sudden Taylor Swift, like, she was singing like a cappella on it was a TikTok, and like I just started jamming out. And then I realized what I did, because it stopped, and I was like, oh, you get it, girl. I swear she has some type of spell on me. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, she must. Dang.
She does. That's my girl.
Well, anyways, let's actually go ahead and get into the episode now.
Okay. Literally, I have a box set DVD, like a DVD set of the Powerpuff Girls with all of them, like all their signatures on it that I got at a Comic-Con. So
You would.
that's my flex.
Wait, does it
You
have
would,
like
yeah.
the actors' signatures on it, or
Yeah.
does it have like Bubbles,
voice-
Buttercup, Princess?
The voice actors.
Okay.
Like I got all of them to sign it. Yeah.
Because I'm like, if
The
you're going
voice
with that
actors
weird
signed
flex, you
it.
literally could just have done it yourself.
No, I paid them to do it. And I was dressed as Buttercup, so yeah.
You would.
Random flex. Just yeah.
You would.
'Cause it's a bop.
Because it's a bop. I unfortunately don't have any like graphic tees that have anything to do with shows that I watch because I'm lame.
Because you're an adult.
No, not because I'm an adult. That's the even lamer part about it is that I've never had shirts and stuff like that because I always was so nervous in high school and like middle school about being judged for the things that I liked that I just straight up never got TV shows. Like before we started, Alyssa and I were actually talking about High School Musical, and there was an assignment that we had where we had to like decorate our notebook for a certain class in things that interested us. And so I put like basketball, I put just like some nerdy school stuff, and then I also put like High School Musical on there. And I got judged so hard for having like one High School Musical picture on there. And so I was like, oh, nope, that's it. I'm just doing like plain shirts, no layers. I'm not going to try and be like fashionable or fashion forward or anything. So I just like literally every day my outfit was like a plain t-shirt. I never even wore sweatshirts or anything. It was just like a plain t-shirt, jeans, the same shoes. I wore pretty much the same outfit in a slightly different color every single day. I was like a cartoon because I was so nervous about being judged. And what's funny is that for a good part of high school, I was a bully. So I was like so nervous about other people judging me. And in high school, I was the bully.
Certain people. But see, like, if somebody made fun of me for liking High School Musical, I'd just start yelling, like, "Was so red," and they'd be like, "Oh God, don't get her started." So they like knew not to say anything to me. They're like, just don't even. Like, I would just start yelling, singing in their ear, and then for prom, I wore Little Mermaid heels.
Explain
So,
Little Mermaid heels.
My mom got them from Etsy. And they were like designed with Little Mermaid, and then they had like pearls on the heel. They were dope. I still wear them.
That's adorable.
Yeah. So I was just like, make fun of me. Come at me. And then I have a Powerpuff Girl backpack that I wear to massage therapy school. So
I dig. Okay.
I did.
What's funny is that like
I'm
in
all
high
for
school,
it.
looking back, I'm like, who cared? Like honestly, I don't remember remotely judging people about like what they wore or what their interests were. Like if I judged a person, it was because they were like bad company.
Yeah. I mean,
And I feel like
I
people that had
some
no
kids are judgy.
Go ahead. What?
No, I was just saying, I feel like some kids are judgy, like, about that, but...
And granted, yeah, that there very well could be, but, you know, is what it is. Anyways, we ran off topic. I need to get some gear geared towards interests of mine. Ooh, quick before we actually get on today's show topic. The last like graphic tee that I had that related to anything that I liked was actually I think it was in like 2015 or 2016. My boss at the spa that I was working at, her and I got into a conversation about like TV shows that we enjoyed. Oh my goodness. This is a great segue because I wish that I had put this on my list. Her and I were like bonding over the fact that we both loved Captain Planet. Which, do you know what that is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like he had his 4 like eco teens or whatever they were, and they summoned him into the world. They like this last season on Rick and Morty, they did a spoof of it where they made it like a female and she had like a thing with Morty. But that's based on like an actual TV show. And for Christmas, she ended up being my secret Santa, and she got me a Captain Planet t-shirt, which was so sweet, but I was like, I didn't tell her this, but I was like, I will never wear this ever. And then I tried one time and it was like so small on me. I'm like, oh, that's why I'm not gonna wear this, because I feel super fat in this. And it's not even that I was like fat, or it's not even like I am fat. It was just that like it was a small, and my body type, like I'm very tall. So it like didn't cover me.
Little belly shirt.
Little belly shirt, little crop top.
Show off that belly button.
But that is a perfect. Let's bring crop tops back. Let's bring male crop tops back.
Yeah, that was a thing.
It was a thing.
Y'all
it was a
started
thing.
It was a bop.
No, you know what we need to actually bring back? Do you remember Scary Movie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like,
I was like,
5-10 minutes
Scary
in.
Movie.
Let's just bring Scary Movie back. But no, no, like 5-10 minutes in, the character that's dating Brenda, who's very clearly gay, he was asking, like they're either in the locker room or they're like out in the hall, and he asked his friend like, "Hey, does this shirt make me look gay?" And the guy's like, "No, not at all." And then he like pulls it up and like through like that, and was like, "How about now?" And he's like, "No, you should be fine." Like, oh, cool. We should bring that back.
I remember doing that in like elementary school, thinking I was hot shit.
That's too great.
I just want to buy a shirt that fits me sometimes.
You can in the kids department.
I do sometimes. Don't judge me.
I kind of figured. I was trying to figure out what to get you for Christmas before I gave up on that endeavor. And I was walking through the kids department. I'm like, this is probably where it's at.
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
Crop tops are my friend because they fit me normally. That's nice.
Oh. All right, yes, really good first choice. I feel like I didn't quite forget about American Dragon, but I think that's because my cousin and I were so obsessed with it for a period. There was a period where like we were very, very invested in American Dragon and Danny Phantom, like at the same time. So we always played games that like integrated the two worlds together.
That's
like,
amazing.
Okay. So I think that's the only reason that I didn't like forget about it, because it does fall into that era of like ones that you wouldn't really think about because you don't realize how in depth it is.
The voice actor for the dog,
Fu.
He's like, yeah, and he's like, I didn't realize it was that voice actor though, but it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's the voice actor from Adventure Time for Jake. And like he does all kinds, yeah. And then he's also in Futurama. That guy's in a lot of stuff, and I didn't notice that until I went and rewatched it, and I was like, oh my gosh, like he's in this too. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, really, he's a really popular versatile actor. No, my mouth just wouldn't let me get the word out.
Same.
Oh, goodness.
It's funny though, because like you mentioned Danny Phantom, and I've seen like TikToks of people talking about Danny Phantom, and like
people are trying to bring it back
and stuff. But like I've not seen anyone talk about American Dragon, and I'm like, yo, that was such a good show. So and I want a tattoo. I kind of want Rose's tattoo now that I rewatched it. I was
it's not a tattoo, it's a birthmark.
Well, it would be a tattoo on me.
It would be a tattoo on you. Don't misrepresent the show. Cool.
I'm sorry.
But the reason that I think a lot of creators and stuff on YouTube and TikTok and whatever talk a lot about like old Disney or old Nick shows as opposed to old Disney shows is Nick actually does have a history of bringing back shows if it has a fan base that it'll cater to. As opposed to Disney, like as soon as they're done with something, they're like, no, it's in the vault. We can't get it. It's in the vault now. Like, okay, the vault is fake. There's no vault that actually exists anywhere that holds the rights to these shows. You could bring it back.
Crap on me when I was a kid. I like legit. I was like, do they actually have like what is happening? They'd be like, it's released from the vault. It's like,
like, what do you mean? Like, yeah, like when they released Little Mermaid from the Disney Vault, I was like,
yeah,
no one's been able to buy the Little Mermaid for the last like 10 years. How did we get a copy? Oh my god, we're so lucky. It's like, no, you can go anywhere and buy it. Being released from the vault means nothing.
They really made us think that, though. You know,
they
Good
did.
for you, Disney. Good for you for.
Way to just gaslight an entire generation.
Good. This is why I have relationship issues.
The Disney Vault. That's why I have trouble
Disney.
trusting.
I sue Disney over the Disney Vault.
Your misrepresentation of the Disney Vault has made it difficult for me to trust that people will always be there for me.
I'm just afraid they're gonna sneak into the vault and I'm not gonna know about it. Oh gosh. Okay, alright. It's your turn. Oh.
Hang on. Oh god, is it really hot now? Holy mother. Oh god. Okay. Thank you
Like,
for making me question why everybody acts the way that they do.
TV. We wonder how these iPad kids are gonna be. Like, we were the first generation to get TV, like, to, you know, keep us company a lot.
To keep us company, oh my goodness.
They kept... Am I wrong?
No, you're very right. No, I was watching, and this is tangenting off, but I was watching Taylor Tomlinson's comedy special on Netflix, and she was talking about how like she couldn't imagine being a parent right now because kids have like our generation pretty much put out so much stuff about like take care of your mental health, know where people did you wrong, but also know where you're wrong in the situation. That kids are going to be like, yeah, I know I talked back to you, but you know, psychology today says that you're ruining my childhood right now because you're, you know, impeding my ability to create. So do what you got to do, Martha. Like,
see, the thing is, I was a smart ass kid like that, and so I'm like, yeah, there's no, yeah, I'd have slapped the shit out of me. I ain't gonna lie, I couldn't have handled myself as a child. So,
oh god.
Yeah. Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck out there to you with children.
I mean, I want kids. Dorian and I are on different pages with that right now, but we're on the same page that like we want kids, but
yeah.
Okay.
I would eventually like to adopt, but that's like, you know,
in the future.
Way down the road. Yeah.
See, I'm kind of like, and this obviously is way off, but I'm sort of at the point where I'm like, if we adopt, I kind of want to adopt older.
Yeah, same.
Which like it makes more sense to me. Like I have a, I don't know. You obviously have a great chance.
I think a lot of people adopt like for the wrong reasons, and it's really fucked up a lot of times. And like, I wouldn't go into it looking to be like, this is mine. Like, it's weird how people are like that. So like, to me, I just want to help like children that, you know, didn't have a good go at life. Like, I want to help them build a better life for themselves instead of being taken advantage by like some douchebags that are in it for the wrong reasons. Because a lot of foster care system shit goes down. I don't like it, Charlie.
I don't like it, Charlie.
I don't
And
like it.
see, as a victim of adoption,
Yeah.
my like biggest thing is I don't want people to go into adoption feeling like, oh, I get the opportunity to save this child.
Yeah,
Which
exactly.
is hard because it's like that is kind of why you want to go into it. Like I feel like when we adopt, I have enough like love that I can shower on another human being. I have
Mhm.
a situation that allows me to provide for another human being. But I don't want them to feel like, oh, well, great, I'm trapped now in this like debt to someone because my parents didn't want me. I
Yeah.
didn't ask to be here. I didn't ask for these parents. I didn't ask to be adopted. Like,
Yeah.
you know. So, and we had that conversation a little bit earlier too, where I'm like, yeah, that's
Right?
probably a little bit why I don't get super along with my family. Is I'm like, I didn't ask for any of this. I don't owe anybody anything.
Well, I think that's even like having your own kid. It's like I remember even my mom was like, "I brought you into this world. I can take you out." I'm like, "Do it then."
Do
Like,
it. I didn't
I
ask you
didn't.
to bring me here. Like,
That's why I believe in abortions, Mom. Like, go ahead.
uh,
I'm telling you, I was a smart ass kid. Like, I would say this stuff way too young.
but honestly,
But like,
like,
but yeah, it always made me so mad because I'm like, who? And that's why I'm so like set on not having my own kid because I'm like, I don't want to bring a kid into this world. It sucks. Like, and I don't want it to have like any of my because I
the
mean I
chance
was
of
pretty much like
genetic.
born, yeah, and I was like pretty much born with depression, and I'm like that's like I don't want to,
I was born with
I don't want to have a
depression.
kid, and then it just like I mean that's
I'm
all I
sure you
remember.
were.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I mean,
It just sounds
but
funny to
like
think about like a baby with depression, which is
well, I
not
mean I
funny
was
in
like
any way, but
I was literally like 4 years old, and I remember being like, "Hey, mom, like, can you pray I die?" Like, just so casually. I'm just like, I don't want to do it.
I don't want to be here.
I ain't here for it, sis. So I'm like, I don't want to do that to a child, because it would make me, like, no, thank you.
No, I totally get it. I
Yeah.
totally get it. Anyways, let's gear back a little bit from child death.
Child sadnesses.
What's your next one? We got 20 of these to get through.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like,
Well, see, I remember my mom used to not want me to watch Ed, Ed, and Eddie. That was like a random one that she would get so mad if
why?
she got me watching it. I don't know.
I literally just watched a video about that, and it was like Ed, Ed and Eddie at its core is a show about kids that want candy. Just like chilling out with other kids in the neighborhood.
I know, I don't know. I don't know if it was just like an annoying show, because I feel like I'd be that parent. I'm like, don't watch that anymore. It's getting on my last
It's on my
nerve.
nerves right now.
Like, I would be that person. I've been that with my nephew. I'm like, how about we watch this? And he's just like, why? Like, what? I'll
Like,
like turn into something
why?
that's tolerable. I'm just like, yeah, we're gonna watch this.
My goodness. Yeah.
I think I
Sorry,
see somebody
I don't
talking about
understand,
that.
but I found something for you. Do you want to know where can I watch Dave the Barbarian?
No.
They're always listening.
I know they're always listening. Oh my god. Okay. I'm
We
going to
started
speak
talking,
very low now. That way that doesn't
we
happen
started
again.
talking shit about Bill Cosby, and they started. A little bit.
Oh my god.
I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, so I'm sorry.
Started talking shit about Bill Cosby.
Oh my god. All right.
Oh, hey. Ooh.
David the Barbarian.
David the Barbarian. Hey, babe, can you turn on the fan? I'm like roasting right now. And you always had to say it. You always had to say the entire name. What was it? Hang on, let me find this. Dave the Barbarian. Dave the Barbarian. Oh, a lot of people apparently have Barbarian. Apparently, a lot of people have looked up Dave the Barbarian Disney Plus because that was one of the top things that came up.
It's so funny. I've actually seen TikToks about that, I think, where they're like, where is it?
Where is this? Where is this?
Where is
Okay,
it?
maybe people do actually remember this show, but no one ever talks about it.
It's one
Okay,
of those that
so
kind of got like pushed aside, I feel like.
it did, and it was honestly because it wasn't that great. Like I enjoyed watching it a lot, but it had a lot of the same material over and over again.
Hmm.
So I could see how it would get old quickly, but it still was so good. I love character replacements. Like that's
Right.
when they try and explain them, it's always so great. Like
Yeah, and that one
and
didn't
sometimes
even
they
try.
aren't.
They're just like,
Yeah.
they're like, you look different.
Well, like the Fosters when they replaced oh my god, who was
Yeah.
he?
I was,
Max from
yeah.
Wizards of Waverly Place, that actor, Jake Austen.
Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah. When they replaced Jesus and they replaced Jake Austen with Noah Centineo. I'm like,
And
they're completely different.
but the best part about that is they like put him in a car accident to end the season, or was it was some type of accident.
Yeah, it was a car accident with their birth mother.
And then
And that
and
ended
then
the season.
next
Well,
season it's
he's
right?
not
It was
there.
a different person.
Yeah, so they ended the season and like you can hear what the police are saying. And
Yeah.
they say we have one fatality. So you're left wondering like did Jesus die? And then they start the next season with like talking to Jesus on the phone saying that he like got accepted to a different school on a wrestling scholarship, but just for that year. And so they continue on just like normal. And then at the very end of that season, Noah Centineo comes in. They're like, Jesus! And they like they hammer it home like, oh my God, you got so tall. Oh, look at you. We're so happy to have you back. It's like, what?
I love that show too.
So good. Okay. Moving on. What's your next one? I guess what's your next two since we just went through two of mine?
Sorry, I called yours out.
It's fine. Doug. I do remember Doug. You know what? Doug was a good one. Doug's not on my list. They do actually have Doug on Disney Plus. You know what else they have on Disney Plus that's right up there with Doug? Pepper Ann.
Yes.
Like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
With Doug, I have to say, one time in college, I was at one of my friends' apartments.
It's a great way to start a story about a cartoon.
He was a big stoner, and so he puts on Doug. And he's really stoned, and this is whenever I didn't smoke or anything, so I'm just fully sober, and he keeps looking over at me, and he's like, Patty mayonnaise. I'm like, stop. So anytime I think of Doug now, I just see his little high face going, Patty.
Can I tell you, I used to hate when people called me Patty because it made me think of Patty mayonnaise. And I was like, I'm not a girl. Because some people used to call, like when I was a kid, because the show came out when we were young. And some people used to call me Patty. Not at all in reference to that. But it'd be like Pat, Patch, Patty, and I'd be like, I'm not Patty.
My name's not Patty.
My name's not Patty. My name's not Rick.
Oh my God, we have to do
now
that.
I'm totally
like,
fine with
hey,
that.
Patty. And you'll be like, no, it's Patrick.
My name's Patrick.
One thing I hated, there was that cartoon, like it was called Shorty Makes Short Shorts, and it would have like little cartoon clips on it. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do. That was another version of like, oh yeah, cartoons and stuff.
Yeah. So when that came out, everyone in like, I think it was like 4th or 5th grade, they would come up to me because I was short, obviously, and they're like, "Oh, Shorty Makes Short Shorts." And I used to hate
Oh my God.
I'm like, you're so original.
I know. I'd be like, you're so lame. I want to do that. Is this the
Uh,
Krusty Krab? No, this is Patrick.
Is
Sorry,
this
Nemi
Patty
just wrote that in chat. um, yeah, no, it's like when and Alyssa, you're probably gonna get this too once you actually start working. But I get clients when I'm working on their glutes that are like, "You're a pain in my butt." I'm like,
Start crying. I can hear the pain in your voice. See, I'm not even gonna go on that tangent.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna go there.
All right. Well, Miss Alyssa, it's your turn. I had PB and J.
We will
Nemi, is that a new
see.
emote?
Emote.
Oh, I love it.
Emotable damage.
Nemi just put in chat Rocco's Modern Life, which yes. So fun fact. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I didn't write Rocco's Modern Life down because I feel like that's one talked about quite a bit now.
Only because it had a movie made on Netflix.
Oh, really? I thought
That
it was
and
like
Invader
the
Zim.
sexual connotations that it had in a lot of episodes.
It had a lot of them, yeah. Yeah, no, it was very much like it. I mean, kids could watch it, but it was in essence like an adult animation.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one I left that Rocco's Modern Life off and Invader Zim off only because Netflix like 3 years ago made movies like 60 to 90-minute movies for each of them to pretty much say like, hey, look what we just acquired, and they didn't do anything with them after that. Like there's no resurgence of an Invader Sim series, there's no Rocco's Moderner Life or whatever. It just like which is an opportunity missed. Yeah. But fun fact, the do you remember Camp Laszlo? Yeah, I don't have that on my list because I feel like that one gets talked about too. But
yeah.
Do you remember how Camp Laszlo ended? No. So it pretty much ended on an episode where you realize that yes, good show. It reading chat, sorry. Camp Laszlo ended with an episode where you realize like nobody was doing laundry all summer, so all the campers smell. And they're like, okay, well, this is like the last week of camp, so we either clean everything now or not at all. And so they all go and, wash all the clothes and whatever. And Lumpus, the scoutmaster, was like, I hate doing this. And he loses a sock while they're doing laundry at the laundromat, because of course, dryers just eat socks. You never find him again. But he starts throwing like a huge hissy fit about it. And he accidentally like stomps in a can of paint. And he pulls out his foot and is like, oh, this looks like my sock. And so then he takes off his other sock and then dips his foot in that and is like, these look like socks. So then he takes off all of his clothes and paints his body to look like he has a uniform on. And he goes out in front of all the campers and sees if he can like fool them. And he can. So then he revealed to them like, hey, this is paint. We don't need to wash paint like you have to wash clothes. So campers, why don't we all just paint ourselves? And so all the campers go around naked with body paint on. And then they go into town. And the town is like, this is a brilliant idea. So then the entire town like ditches their clothes. And they're all like, oh, Lumpus, you're brilliant. You're amazing. Who would have thought of this idea? And then like they're holding a ceremony for him. And they're revering him. It's amazing, whatever. And then a rainstorm comes and washes all the paint off of them. They're like, this was an awful idea. And then the police like show up and are like, oh, and a cow comes out, or a steer comes out and points at Lumpus and like, that's the man that tied me up and stole my uniform and is pretending to be a camp counselor. And it turns out that like Lumpus this entire time was not supposed to be the scoutmaster. He was a crazy mental patient that escaped. Which is like, wow, that's quite an ending for a TV show. But the steer that gets out, the creator of Camp Laszlo is the same creator of Rocco's Modern Life. It's Heifer.
Oh,
It's like a
that's so
very, very
cool.
aged heifer. Yeah. And obviously they can't like say it because, you know,
Yeah.
rights and whatever.
Yeah.
But it's pretty obvious that it's him.
That's
So
so
it's like a neat little like tip to the hat of like another show that they worked on. It's sort of like how Rick and Morty has like a bunch of references to Gravity Falls and vice versa.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
That's so cool. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at you
All
and your
right.
research.
Look at me and my research.
I know, looking back in middle school, I was like, just anyone who touched that.
I think it's so funny when I see like celebrities do it though. Like Zac Efron, like he has no problem touching his junk in public all the time. I'm like, dude, you're on like a red carpet right now. Now is not the time to be doing that.
Oh, I imagine like you saying that, but like a girl just like randomly like adjusting her titties in her dress.
Which like, yeah, that too. Could you imagine just seeing some like some random celebrity like Chloe Bailey or something just like out there like, oh sorry, hang on. All right, we good.
She would get so much shit, but like Zac Efron just touched his ball sack.
Okay, well you actually know her, so that's different. Dorian just looked over and was like, well, I mean, I'm like, okay, that's not fair. You know Chloe Bailey on like a personal level. That's different.
Well, yeah, like, I mean, if I'm like but like on a red carpet or something, that'd be
yeah, that's different.
A girl would know. There's just like cameras everywhere. They're like, hold on, let me just like pop this up real fast. They might turn around to do it, but oh, that's funny. But yeah, like they had some pretty good episodes as told by as told by Ginger. Now my words
as
are
told
like,
by Ginger.
as told, that was really difficult for me. But as in told by Ginger. Yeah.
Can I be honest with you? I only watched Braceface because I accidentally turned it on thinking that it was Sabrina. Because Sabrina had an animated show too.
Yes!
That was done in the same animation style, and I was like,
yes.
fuck is this?
What? Fun fact, I used to have a Sabrina video game for like my little box computer that my family had, and we had this little game and it had the animation Sabrina.
What?
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Oh, did you know that sorry, not to get off of the shows that you're talking about, but in Sabrina the Animated Series, Zelda was voiced by Melissa Joan Hart.
Aww.
And Sabrina was voiced by her younger sister who played Amanda in the actual series.
Okay, so
Amanda was the cousin who like was a nightmare.
I kind of think that she might have, I don't know, maybe not. I was thinking the video game. I don't know if it was like the same. But like, okay, so I'm pretty sure for some reason I was thinking Unfabulous. I thought, because that was a smoothie shop that they always went to.
Yeah.
And like for some reason in my mind I connected those two things because I think they came out like around the same time.
I don't know if they came out around the same time. I know that it played like I saw Mr. Meaty play on Nicktoons. But I saw Unfabulous on Nickelodeon or on Teen Nick.
Okay. Yeah, I was trying to figure that out because like for some reason I connect to those two in my brain.
I mean, there you go.
But yeah, Mr. Meaty, it's a sketchy, weird Nickelodeon cartoon.
I think that was another one that ended up on like a different version of Cartoon or Oh Yeah Cartoon or whatever it was. Because I think it was on the same show where that like Barbie doll show came out, whatever that was called, where it was like action figures and they would just like move them
Mhm.
around and whatever.
Robot
I think
Chicken?
no, not Robot
Which
Chicken. It
one?
was on it
Oh.
was on Nicktoons, and they had like a Muscle Man doll, and then they also had like a little bathing suit doll, and they would like it was deeply horrible. But it would always be so funny to just like turn on and watch, because it would be like just these different action figures. It wasn't done in claymation style. They weren't like talking. There wasn't like a way to make the motions like all go
No.
together perfectly. It was like it was on a stagnant doll and a voiceover artist was talking, and then be on another stagnant doll. It was very much like Most Popular Girls in School on YouTube.
Mhm.
It
It
was
sounds
kind of
like
done like that.
it sounds like something I would try to turn in college. Whenever.
Boy.
Ah.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this off the hook episode of Anything Can Be on a Hook. If you haven't already, go ahead and check out the full length version of this episode. All episodes are available on YouTube. They are done live every Thursday on Twitch, or you can find us on Spotify, Anchor, and coming soon anywhere that you find your podcasts. It'd be really nice if you left a comment, a review, a rating, anything helps. Anything can be on a hook. We will see you guys next week. Bye.